All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegweta TV radio. My name is Edafe Matthew Segana. You love to call me the Elegweta on the Sports. A lovely day to be alive. It's Tuesday. I'm almost home alone, okay? Mrs. Edafe is there, but kids have gone to school. Just me. Feel the emptiness and the loneliness already. But hey, we got a job to do and we are going to do it. How was your night? So many bombshell coming out from the FA, Nottingham Forest first, the planning to sue Gary Neville because of the word he used. He said that they are running a mafia empire. And then, from the statement that they made, that Nottingham Forest made, the FA could also sanction them. And they have a certain McClanterberg who works with Nottingham Forest, is now in hot waters. Well, somewhere in Spain, Joan Laporta says he might go to court, he might sue, and he might also demand for a replay. John Terry have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. This one is a long time coming. For me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't think there's anybody that have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame that we can question and say, no, this one should have been there. Everybody who's made the list so far have been well deserved, and I think it's one side of the conversation that is good. Alan Shearer believes that no matter what happens, even if they win the FA Cup, Eric Ten Hag will be sacked. I know that Johnny Gaffer will not agree with me, but that's why we like this type of conversation. Why the leaderless, shambolic, and arrogant Premier League is no longer the best in the world? Well, I said it, yeah. I've been saying it. People say I don't know what I'm saying. But Olivia Holt, who's a writer for the Daily Mail, I've said it. I'm going to read it. I mean, I take delight in I told you so kind of thing. Ruben Amorim was pictured boarding a plane to London, not Manchester, not Liverpool, to London. And the reason is that West Ham are looking at exiting, unemploying. There's a new English word in social media. Have you guys noticed? They don't say kill anymore. They say unalive. Okay, so West Ham are looking at unemploying David Moyes and then replacing him with Ruben Amorim. And the story is that Ruben Amorim is a lot more open to a West Ham project than a Liverpool project, because a Liverpool project will provide heavy pressure and too much comparison that he is not ready for at this time of his career. So it is better if he is able to, take a job like the West Ham job and grow with it, just the way Unai Emery is growing with Aston Villa. Well, people say in Spain, forget Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham will be the next name on the pantheon of Real Madrid great. Just ask the legend themselves. Well, until Mbappe comes, Jude Bellingham will know. They say when the desired is not available, the available becomes a desired. I'm not saying Jude Bellingham is not a great player, but I think that the hype on him, I mean, he's got a lot of goals, he's done a lot, but the hype on him, because I saw him play for England, it was just pretty much very, very ordinary, very, very regular. That's in as regular can be. So I'm sitting where I am and I'm saying to myself, I beg, well, we would see. The Euros are coming. We'll be here to watch all of them. Julian Timber scores a screamer on his comeback from an 8-month injury layoff for Arsenal's under 21s, leaving Gunners fans excited about the 38.5 million pounds defender potential to come in for the title running. Well, that was a beautiful goal. I mean, he went in, turned around, got the ball on his right foot and smashed it. Man, that's the kind of goal that Thierry Henry would have loved to score. But hey, well, that's under 21, so anything is there. Well, let's say congratulations where it is due. Inter Milan celebrate their 20th Serie A title as they defeat City rivals AC Milan in a bad-tempered derby at the San Siro. Derby della Madonnina went to the wire. I mean, it went the way it was supposed to go, because that's what you expect from a derby with 3 players sent off and stoppage time. But whatever happens, Inter Milan won, and because they won that game, they are champions. They have gotten unassailable points. Nobody can catch them anymore. Marcus Thuram throws rivals AC Milan as Frenchmen celebrate winning Serie A by draping an Inter Milan shirt over a revolutionary colored flag before thanking his best uncle, Thierry Henry. Okay, now we're finding out that Thierry Henry is the uncle to Marcus Thuram. So Lilian Thuram and Thierry Henry, they are related. Okay, so those kind of things. Well, the controversy, did VAR get the decision which ruined one of the greatest FA Cup moments wrong? Fans claim zoomed in image shows offside lines being drawn over the middle of the Man United star's foot. Wow. So, many stories. There's a VAR issue. Thank you very much, Mr. Sedafi. God bless you. Love you to the bits. Okay. Yes, they brought my tonic, my agbo, my Oyibo agbo. So, one way or the other, maybe, just maybe, Manchester United wouldn't have, be seen as to score that goal. I don't know whatever the decisions they make anyway, but I know that VAR was brought in to solve problem, but eventually it has turned out to be an instrument to manipulate the result, to wangle the result to favor certain people. That's the way I see it. But either ways, it has happened. It has happened. Jose Mourinho calls out a couple of players still at Man United who I didn't want in a new apparent dig at Luke Shaw's professional profile. So who's the other player he wanted out? Well, all those are the story going on. Jose Mourinho would never go quiet. He always likes to be an attention person, and it's okay. Eric Ten Hag on trial at Manchester United with new technical director Jason Wilcox to conduct audit of training as the Red Devils prepare to make final decision on the Dutchman's future. You see, this is the part that, I'm going to give it to people like Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, even though I don't like them. How do you audit a coach training? Are you a coach? Who the hell are you to audit my training? But hey, when things are not going well, they send a fence way for and I make good climb better compound. So, when things are not going well, people come up with different things. I don't think that auditing a coach training is, it's even necessary in football. But hey, when like Manchester United, like NFF, anything is possible. Talking about the NFF, so the stories come out that the Minister of Sports, the Honorable Minister of Sports, Senator John Owen, have said the president, the government, Nigerian government will not be responsible for paying the salary of the soon-to-be announced Super Eagles coach. I mean, some people said he's Emmanuel Amunike already. I've not seen any official statement from the NFF, right? So I'm sitting where I am and I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to wait because sometimes we jump the gun in these matters and we become the loser. Like I always tell people, I don't do breaking news. The story would come, it will marinate, it will simmer, and we will serve it and we will analyze it. I'm more of an analyst than a reporter, so I don't do breaking news. And I want to say massive thank you to every one of you who's engaged my podcast, the one with Samson Siasia. I mean, I feel very, very, very proud. I feel very excited. Yeah, the numbers will continue to grow, but so far the numbers we've had, 26K views in 4 days. I am very, very humbled. I am humbled, especially when you measure it against the other podcasts that we brought out before now. Sunday Lises got 19K views. John Fashion got 7K. Garibalawa got 19K views as well. And for this one to hit 26K just in 4 days gets me very, very happy and excited. That's not to say that we've not done content that I've, on at least we did Film Room that had 74K views 2 years ago with Austin Eguavon. Remember that one? I always remember. Then there's the Amokashi, was 8 minutes anyway, that had 13K views. And then the Terrible West, 8 minutes as well, that had 15K views. But this one, after a long delay for us to come back and hit this much attention, I'm very, very, very happy about it. Thank you very much, everyone who's engaged in the comment. That's something to be excited about. Thank you very much. And I've seen it hit a lot of media platform, a lot of people using it for news, Arise TV, Punch, Guardian, everybody. So it means that we're doing something right. And that's just what you want anyway, that your work would have impact, your work would have a hit on people and it will turn heads. Well, So let's come back to the stories. And you know how it is on the show. It is about you guys. You guys are the ones who drive the conversation. So it is what you guys want to say, how you guys want to say it, that determine where we go to. So let's start with Juan Laporta's lamentations. Should I put it that way? Is that the right word to use now? The lamentations of Juan Laporta. I'm going to read the whole story. I'm going to share the story with you guys verbally. Okay, following contentious El Clasico defeat as Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, Barcelona president Juan Laporta has broken his silence, raising significant concerns over the use of ETH during the match against Real Madrid. Remember, Juan Laporta is one of those who kicked against the introduction of VAR from the beginning. Laporta expressed his dissatisfaction with several disputable decisions made during the game, most notably involving a ghost goal by Lamine Yamal. He announced plans to request all relevant images and audio recordings from the Technical Committee of Referees and Royal Spanish Football Federation to thoroughly review the incident. Yesterday, there were several questionable moments, but above all, there is one that is key and could lead to a change in the outcome of the match. Laporta clearly stated, as you can imagine, I am talking about Lamine Yamal's ghost goal. As a club, we want to be sure of what happened, and I would like to inform you that Barcelona would ask the Technical Committee of Referees and the Royal Spanish Football Federation to provide us with all the images and audio recordings of the incident. In a determined statement, Laporta indicated that if the review confirms that the goal was valid and there was a mistake in the original call, Barcelona will not hesitate to take legal actions and may even request the match be replayed. Oof. That's extreme. Okay. Well, don't say it has not happened. It has happened before. If once we have analyzed the evidence, we believe that there was an error in the assessment of the situation, Laporta continued, which is what we think happened. We will take all appropriate actions to correct the matter, not excluding any legal action that may be necessary. If it is confirmed that it was a legal goal, we will go further and ask for the match to be replayed as happened in a European match due to an error of the VAR. Laporta criticism extend beyond this single incident. He pointed out other instances in El Clasico where he felt VAR should have intervened, highlighting a systemic issue with how video assistance is employed in matches affecting the fairness and integrity of the competition. This is not a gratuitous or advantageous situation, but one that we need to carry out because of our helpless situation and because we have experienced bad decisions that have directly harmed us and others that have benefited our opponent. Laporta said, when both were added together, they produce the gap in point that exists at the top of the table currently. Man is brimming. So just a reminder, Laporta is a long time, critic of the VAR. The Barcelona president has long been critical of VAR technology, arguing that while it should minimize error, it instead often leads to confusion and inconsistent ruling across different games and teams. The potential legal action and call for a replay are indicative of the broader implications such decisions have on league standings and team morale. Okay, Laporta emphasized the need to address these erroneous decisions that not only disadvantage Barcelona but also skew the competitive balance of the league. And for that reason, things have to be done right. Not only do I want to express the dissatisfaction of Barcelona supporters with yesterday's mismanagement of VAR, but I also want to emphasize that it continues to cause confusion and contradictory judgment depending on the matches and teams, Laporta said. As president of Barcelona, I would like to stress the power of our competition, which is followed by millions of fans, and we cannot remain on the sideline when the use of VAR undervalues the competition. VAR should help to make the competition fairer, not the other way around. As this situation develops, it underscores the ongoing debate surrounding VAR technology in football, its application, effectiveness, and the significant impact it has on outcomes of high stakes matches like El Clasico. Well, what's your take on that one? Whatever your opinion is, it would be appreciated if you put it in the comment section. Do you think we'll get to a point where that El Clasico game will be replayed? Do you think it is necessary? Do you think Barcelona were really robbed? If you're a Barcelona fan or you're a neutral fan who follow the game, I'm not going to have an opinion on this one. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Xavi agrees to meet Laporta and is seriously considering staying at Barcelona. So Ibrahim Kalajaye, your prayers have been answered. I'm sure that's what also taking a look at, because a lot of people have come to him and say, come on, listen, guy, you want to leave. First of all, there's not a ready-made job waiting for you. Arsenal job is not available for you. Man United job is not available for you. Pep Guardiola is not leaving City anytime soon. Nobody's going to employ you. In your record also of picking too many red cards, this is the only place you can stay. And right now, since they're begging you, please stay. Please don't go. We're begging you to stay. So he has not agreed. Okay, you know what, President, let's have a conversation and see how it goes. Okay. So hopefully for Barcelona fans who are praying that Javi Hernandez should stay back, I think he is going to stay. So my question to you is, would you rather he stays or they get another coach entirely? Yes, I know that his red card records are not good, but I just have this opinion that there is really nobody right now in the market that can turn things around for Barcelona. And this project that he has started, he should be left alone to continue it for another 2 years. Maybe thereafter they can decide, okay, your Oga, you need to go. Javi could be closer to staying on as Barcelona coach next season for the first time since January, when he announced his intention to step down at the end of the season. The coach is seriously reconsidering the possibility of reversing his decision. In fact, he has taken the first step towards staying and fulfilling his contract, which expires in June 2025. The coach has agreed to meet with the president to discuss the matter, which is already a huge step towards his staying on. Okay, so as a fan, what do you expect? Especially because Joan Laporta and Deco are clear that at the moment the best option is to keep Xavi at the club. The options available outside the club are not good because the main candidate, for one reason or another, cannot make the move at the moment, either because they don't want to coach or because they have a contract in force, and to release them will require paying money that the club is not willing to spend. So you better stay, Xavi, and fix it. After all, your first season you won the league title. Nobody's going to say you're a bad coach. Okay, so you better stay. And then moving further, the reserve team coach. The other options is that of Rafael Marquez. You know, remember Rafael Marquez, the Mexican guy, the guy that have ponytail, very smooth, slicky hair and all that. The most likely choice if Xavi were to stand firm on his position and decide to leave. But the Mexican is a risky bet. Everyone rates the work he is doing in the reserve team very positively, but making the step up to the first team is something else. Inside the club, they don't quite see it because they are also clear that Marquez doesn't have great support from the media like Xavi does. Okay, so that's another thing that you have to consider. Look at factors that people consider before putting a coach on the job. Okay, the club is clear. This is the position of the club. In the meeting that will take place very soon, Laporta and Deco will tell Xavi to reconsider his position, that he has their full support and that they will try to give him the best team they can, although they are all aware of the limitations they have due to financial fair play. Despite what has been said in some media outlets, the coach does not intend to make demands regarding transfer market, precisely because he is fully aware of the club situation. But then there's going to be need for reinforcement. In recent transfer windows, Xavi hasn't been able to sign the players he wanted. He has had to make do with what the club could provide without spending a lot of money in the market. In the summer, they only spent money on Oriol Ramiro, less than 4 million euros, and the rest came on loan or on free transfer. And in the winter, apart from Victor Roque, they were unable to bring in anyone else. Another transfer window is upon us very soon once the season ends. And what is going to happen? Okay, expectations for this summer's transfer window follow the same line. There is no space because of the financial fair play problems, and there will be no big signings. The club is waiting for sponsorship income, but so far this has not been forthcoming. So they will keep their fingers crossed. They will try whatever they can do to try to get the results that they want, but it will be good for stability's sake for Xavi to stay with them. Well, I'd like to have your take while I'm reading all of this. I'd like to have your take, know what you think about Xavi staying on. I know that the stain in your mind is about, oh, he picks up a lot of card, he picks up a lot of red card, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I agree. And that could be like the major talking point. But you see, the thing with that talking point is that it takes away from the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is this guy, under the circumstance, in the recent years history of FC Barcelona club, musculous club, I mean, whatever they call them, this is the coach that have had his hand tied behind his back, and miracles are expected. Well, there's good news in Nigerian football. The NFF Communications Department released a communique that I would like to read to you guys. NFL to organize monthly football award, and I'm going to break it down. If you have questions about this, please listen carefully so you throw up a question, and I'll try my best to answer. The Nigerian Football Federation on Monday announced, which is yesterday, the imminence of a football award that will recognize, celebrate, and reward the best players and coaches in the Nigerian game on a monthly basis. Okay. In the Nigerian game. So you should know that would celebrate a lot of things in the MPFL. And for those people who cover the MPFL, this is a very good opportunity for them to be called upon to vote and be tasked to pick with that sentiment. These awards meant to further generate, enable, and inspire positive conversation around Nigerian game at home and abroad. We feature 7 categories in its initial format, highlighting the contribution of players, coaching staff across the beautiful game. Okay, so let's go down. Let's go down on this one. First of all, go down low. The NFF award will not only recognize and honor individual excellence, but also provide valuable sponsorship opportunities, potentialities, and possibilities, allowing companies and institutions to support the development, growth, and sustainability of the Nigerian game. Well, that one, take it from me. NFF just got whoever write that, just write that today. They don't know what they write. With a focus on celebrating achievement and sector-wide accomplishment, fostering meaningful and fruitful fan engagement, showcasing Nigerian football on the global stage, and keeping conversations on the Nigerian game permanently on the front burner globally. The NFF Award project promises to be a cornerstone program for the sports in the country. The NFF project the NFL projects that the award and the robust conversation that will generate online and offline will contribute immensely to the new drive and effort to reposition the country's domestic league and ultimately engender steadfast interest of the private sector in the Nigerian game. Further details on the award, including award categories, nomination process, and launch date, will be released in the coming weeks. So if you're there, I am here. I'm ready. I'm interested in this one. This one excites me. This one is beautiful as far as I'm concerned. So if you have an opinion on it, you can really have your say on this one. There is no hold back. This one concerns all of us. For our league rules, like I always say, it works well for us. Cardiff City claiming £104 million in compensation from Nats over Emiliano Sala's tragic death in 2019 plane crash after analytics company calculated Argentine's goal might have kept them in the Premier League. Okay, so why are they asking for that money? I don't understand. Somebody's died. The family, I'm not even asking for money. This club is asking for all of this money. I don't understand. And that's killer. I don't know, Sha. I don't know. Reveal FA Cup final kickoff date is set, and then there's a problem with all the timing and all that. Well, let's look at the talk. Okay, the talk about VAR and all that. No, let's leave that one first. Let's talk about whether Eric Ten Hag will be sacked or not. My friend Johnny Gaffer does not believe that they will sack him. But I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He will be sacked. There is no way. There is absolutely no way that this man will be the coach of Manchester United next season. And I mean, no, there is player problem, there is structure problem, but there is also coaching problem at Manchester United. I don't care what anybody says, but I know football enough to stand on that ground. It's like what I said about Mauricio Pochettino at the beginning. I mean, people think that Mauricio Pochettino is a great coach. There are coaches that will take this same Chelsea team, and they will do way better than they are doing right now. Man is just any money to take to South America. Eric Ten Hag reportedly faces being asked by Manchester United at the end of the season, with the penalty shootout win over Coventry viewed as the last straw. According to The Sun, the Dutchman's fate has been sealed after Man United fans streamed for the exit at the full time despite reaching the FA Cup final after a 4-2 shootout win over Championship side. The Red Devils scraped through, having led 3-0 at Wembley, only for Coventry to fight back to force the tie to extra time and penalties. I don't know why people are angry about that one shot. I really don't know why people are angry. Because again, it's the FA Cup and it's a traditional cup that always provide drama. And that was drama at its best, a great advertisement for the FA Cup. But hey, Manchester United, who are a bunch of entitled bump comes, think that everything should just happen well for them, even when they have a team that is terrible. They have a goalkeeper that is in love with conceding goal. They have a defender that cannot defend to save their life. They have a midfield that cannot dictate play, and you're expecting that you're going to keep clean sheet because you scored 3 goals as your father. Okay, a significant number of fans had left by the time Rasmus Højlund converted the winning kick, and more empty seats upon soon opened up after Manchester United booked their place in the final. Coventry supporters, notably made by the majority of the fans, left in Wembley after the match, despite suffering penalty shootout heartbreak. Okay, those people, they stay, they enjoy the moment. It's like it's a good. The second half collapse had played out in front of minority owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, fresh from a personal best time in the London Marathon. His trusted aides, Sir Dave Braceford and new technical director Jason Wilcox were also present, along with rare appearance for Avram and Joe Glazer. Okay, they flew in, so let's go and give the support to the team for where the Sun reported that it is increasingly unlikely Ten Hag will remain in charge at the end of the season. The Dutchman's future has reportedly been settled regardless of whether Man United win the FA Cup on May 25th. Man United face a repeat of last year's final against rivals Manchester City at Wembley. Again, this man has been to the finals of the FA Cup twice. Can you not say that that is some progress? Well, I don't know. There is also the talk that Zidane is coming. What do you think? What's your position on that one? Zidane, is that the guy that the club needs right now? Okay, let's look at Nottingham Forest and their mafia conversation. Papa. My tongue tastes very, very bitter right now. I don't feel good. Malaria somewhere. Nottingham Forest are considering legal action against Sky Sports after pundit Gary Neville labeled their controversial statement following defeat at Everton like that of a mafia gang. Greek owner Evangelos Marinakis was furious when his team were denied 3 penalties during the 2-0 loss at Goodison Park, with VAR Stuart Atwell seemingly choosing not to send referee Anthony Taylor to his pitch side monitor to review any of these decisions. Well, to be very honest here, this is my conclusion. You put an Everton fan, a fan of my competition in VAR. I mean, there's always going to be something like that. And then all of this has happened, and Atwell is a fan of Luton, and then you wake up and you expect me not to feel aggrieved. And then when somebody feel aggrieved, you're not complaining. No. Okay, that doesn't work. The club posted on Twitter that they had warned the PGMOL about Atwell being a fan of Luton Town, their relegation rivals, but nobody listened. Neville said it's like a mafia gang statement. I mean, honestly, what the hell are they playing at? It's like a petulant child. It's embarrassing, and some of these things they are saying in there, the suggestion of some sort of inferring of cheating because there's an official in VAR in Stockley Park who's a Luton fan is a scandal, and they will pay for that. But wait a minute, Gary Neville, I don't understand. Like, you didn't see how that game was daylight robbery. If it was done to Manchester United now, you will be up in arms. But then it was done to somebody else who's complaining about it. And then you're talking about them being petulant and all that. Well, again, it's this English football. I like the drama. I've always said that English football, the English Premier League, is a rigged league. And I'm not going to apologize for that one any day. I have seen enough. I've been going to Grands to watch matches in England since 1988. Right? This is like what I know. I mean, I remember watching the FA Cup finals, Liverpool versus Wimbledon, the Crazy Gang in 1988 at Wembley, the old Wembley, the Twin Tower one. I remember a whole lot of experiences. Putting all that together and all that I've seen on TV, you cannot convince me that this English Premier League is a professional football league. Nah, come on. Acting. It's like wrestling. We grew up thinking that everything in wrestling is true until we not have sense. That's nonsense talk. Okay, we grew up thinking that Giant Kamala is actually from Uganda. That Giant Kamala does not know how to speak English. Then I woke up one morning and I started doing research. Like, where's this guy from Uganda? How did he even manage to go abroad? And then they now make him to go and fight wrestling Giant Kamala. And I find out that this guy is born, raised, bred in Alabama. Jesus Christ. Why? Why did you rob me of my childhood innocence, believing nonsense like Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy and whatever? Well, so the English Premier League is the same for me. There's nothing you can do. That's why I don't like really worry myself about anything that is happening, because I know that before the season starts, some people have sat down in the office and decide these are the people that will go on relegation. These are the people that will be winning the league. These are the people that represent the country. I mean, look at how they gifted Liverpool a title during COVID now. I mean, it wasn't one of the titles that you could say Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool deserve, but hey, they just gifted them. And then they relegated Watford and saved Aston Villa, because Aston Villa have new owners who are willing to spend money. And you know, the thing about it is the more money that the club spend, the more tax that His Royal Majesty's taxman will collect. So all of those permutations are man, the English people shall una fool us for long, but una try. You know, eventually when they do all the mathematics, they do all the things now, like, well, una try. We give you all the glory. England people not try, not fool us for long. Well, some people see they fall for them. This is why they talk to some people the verse where they didn't answer. Why is it that they talking about saying all these things? We never see. You see, wash. Either they wash you, either they wash you, you go even defend the person who they wash. Like, no, this is not what you're saying. You know, you don't love somebody where they cheat on you. You can't blame yourself saying, "Now you don't at fault." I'm in Premier League, but let's move on. Let's go to you. What do people think about all of the events that I've mentioned about the NFF award? And then to add that, the Minister of Sports, I've told Ibrahim Gusso, Oga, go and do your deal, employ your coach, pay his salary. But the federal government of Nigeria will not be responsible for paying the salary of whoever you employ. So if you like, employ Emmanuel Amunike. If you like, wait for August and employ Sasa. If you like, employ Guavon. If you like, call back on the list. If you like, anybody, go get foreign coach if you like. Fini the judge if you like. Whatever you like, you do. One thing for sure is that we are not going to pay their salary. So know this and know peace. Man, know thyself. So if you know this, you know peace, and the glory will go to the Most High God. Okay, so that's the way it is. So my people, those of you way the clamor for world class coach, when I know the world class, the school where the class they don't bomb them. They don't bomb them for Afghanistan, for Gaza. They bomb them. They find the tunnel where the school they bomb them. The money where they're supposed to take arrange the school, Israel don't take up. So as I talk to una, so let me use Pidgin English to say it for emphasis sake. You know, when I already provoke Pidgin English, I go to come. As I talk to una, so una government say, look, we're looking for money, but not be money to take pay coach. NFF, you should go and do your business yourself. Don't come and be disturbing us. If you don't want to employ coach, Ibrahim Gusso, go and sit on the bench and select the players. I will get World Cup. We get World Cup qualified. You see, all this drama never happen when I tell you now, back. Take my word serious. Now, I said, this World Cup, this group where they put us, this Jackpot World Cup, it might not happen, no. We might not go. People say that if you talk anyhow, you know, he's irresponsible. And one every time, and he call himself a sports journalist. What does he know? Okay. Pataka, we might not even take second in the group. Yeah, this rate this. I can confidently tell you that of the remaining 8 games that we will play, Nigeria cannot win all 8. So there are about maybe 4 or 6 points that we will drop. I don't care what happens. South Africa have that World Cup ticket. Yes. And if it's not taken, the one that will shock everybody is that Rwanda will take it. They'll go to the World Cup and go and concede 20 goals every game. But they've gone. That's the thing. How are the mighty falling? And as we are right now, Ibrahim Gusso, that conversation that I started a long time ago with you is where you should go back to. I told you when you took this job some time ago, I said, your first action is to demand that Nike review the contract. If they review it, they make more money available for you to pay your coaches. You thought I was stupid because in your mallow head, you were thinking, don't worry, my people not going to win election. We go there and go and speak rank this, rank this. They'll just open the federal government coffers and give money. But I not remember when I talk, say, the good thing, the only good thing that comes with Tinubu becoming the president of Nigeria is because he's a deal man, he's a businessman, it will focus on business. And unfortunately, Nigerian football is not business, right? It's a waste pipe. And some people have sat down to say, no, we will not convert it to business. Okay, nothing either. Now, I say, they do, Abi. Okay, my friend Jido Joe used to say that if you owe person, if you hold me down, say I'm not gonna move. You need to be there too. And in the music of Asha, I'm in jail. You are in jail too. I'm in uniform. You are in uniform too because you have to be here to guard me for me to stay in this jail. That's exactly what we're facing. Now, the reality is that government is not going to bail us out. It's not going to sugar daddy us. And every single day passing by is a day too late for a proper action to be taken. And again, some of the people who are even interested on the job are beginning to look at it that, you know what, there is absolutely no reason why we should, put interest in this job, because one way or another, I'm gonna get you. One way or another, this job doesn't look good. There is no pathway. The road, the escape route to go to the World Cup is getting blocked every day. Since the Nations Cup was played and we played South Africa in the semifinals, they still have their coach. He's still there putting his team together. Let's be very honest. Let's be practical here. Because we have this one funny mentality that we have world-class players who does not need to train, who does not need anything. Meanwhile, South Africa believe that they don't have world-class players, but they have indigenous players who break from their club and come to the national training camp to train themselves and put themselves together, understand themselves. Listen, in football, talent is useless if talent refuses to work. Now, those guys who are not as talented as our team, they are busy working together, harmonizing, correcting their mistake, looking at places where they can do well. Their goalkeeper is also just about as good, if not better, than our goalkeeper. And then you look at all the small openings that are available. I tell you, the South African teams are ready. Yes, somebody said, but Rwanda draw with them. Yes, I agree. They're correcting their mistake. What are we really doing? Well, looking at our players that are taking turn. Okay, last season, Victor Osimhen won the league in Italy. This season, Victor Boniface won it. Victor Osimhen's team is not doing well again. So where do we stand? Our world-class players, Tawawoni, not regular because of injury. Ola, also got injured playing in the African Cup of Nations. True Sekong is drawing close to retirement. Kenneth Omura drawing close to retirement. Ola, what's it called? What's that guy? That quiet guy. The West Bromwich Albion guy, what's his name now? Oh, God of heaven. Why am I forgetting this people's name now? Shemilore Ajayi, all of these guys. So you're looking at them and you're saying to yourself, where do we assemble a team that would represent Nigeria and fight? Then look at that midfield, the most difficult place, the most difficult position in our team. We still doesn't have somebody that would bring competition to, Alex Iwobi, who I feel have no business in the national team. But hey, what do I know? What else I'll be just spiky that I get for you. I don't know anything. And then you have the other players. Aribo is still not regular, but will get invited. And the one who needs to give the team moral support, Ahmed Musa, will still get invited. Sadiq Kumar will be invited and probably not be played. And then the quarter again. All of these things are coming. And I'm looking at the national team like, is this the team that wants to qualify for the World Cup? The World Cup that everybody is dreaming of. First of that World Cup, just by qualifying and playing your group game, you are short of about $15 million, right? Now, you're not even looking at that. For a country that is very broke, for a country that have a financial handicap in their FA, we should be doing everything legally possible to get our team ready, prepared to qualify for the World Cup. But unfortunately, we are not doing that. Thank you very much, Jubilee, for joining up as a member, a bronze member of this wonderful channel. Now we have 3 members. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Now, so all of this, when you look at it, our canoe is on the verge of hitting the serious iceberg, the Titanic iceberg, and everybody is going to collapse. Okay, so I just hope that the guys running our football would figure out how to get it done and figure out how to run things well, and then we would see how it goes. But I keep my fingers crossed, and I hope that we will do the best. again, Nigeria have a knack of surprising everybody. Last minute, when our back is against the wall, we just perform miracle. My problem with that is, I said a dream that is built on luck is a very risky dream, because with luck can be working for you, but you don't know when luck will run out. I like a plan. There's a plan, there's a project. This is my plan. This is what I want to achieve. This is how I want to go about it. And unfortunately, we're not like that. We are just at once. I don't know if you guys ever heard that word, at once, but growing up, we used to have people. I grew up in a neighborhood where people smoke igbo like heavily, high on drugs, alcohol, mixture, and all that. Okay, how I did not even smoke or drink is still a miracle. But now, you hear conversations like this, conversations like, man, at once, people don't go thief money for bank, or people go thief money for company, because we're surrounded by all these oil company, oil servicing firms. People go thief money for company, police come to pursue them. As they run, they call, they just carry the bag of money, just trap for this compound. They don't run past. Police will follow them. We just carry the money. And this conversation that we're talking about, so people don't fight, stab themselves for, well, the money call land for you now. How we go to share them? That how we go to share them question is the most incredible question ever, because all of a sudden I say, now a couple I for put now me see the money where they never see, something will not go ever happen ever. It doesn't have a probability chance of ever happening. Before somebody don't punch somebody for this matter. So that was when I know pretty early that now this thing where this body drink and this body where they smoke, so it's not good for a normal human being, and I'm normal. I don't want to be like these people, So that's the reason why I don't really like when people talk, you have to drink, you have to smoke. No, I don't like it. Well, let me go to the comment section and see whatever you guys have put there. Olatunji Emmanuel say, something seems to be wrong with the speed of speech and your mouth movement. It is not synchronizing, my dear. I don't know. I really don't know what to do, if it is YouTube, because I did all the research after my show yesterday. I did all the check. And the funny thing is, to be very, very honest, this thing is connected directly. So it's not like, oh, we have like an intermediary, like, but no, it's a direct plugin. I've removed the intermediary and I did the direct plugin. But hey, I'm still dealing with the same problem. I think as we go, we would eventually get to see the solution. Maybe later today, I'll write to YouTube and find if there's a way to troubleshoot it from their end and restart it properly. But I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. I say for some reason I want Jose to be back to United. It just seems like he has unfinished business at the club and looks like it would have been more successful if he had the right structure. Jose Mourinho. What do I think that Jose Mourinho is needed at United? Do I think so? I honestly don't have a straight answer for that. I can't answer yes, like, oh yes, Jose Mourinho is needed for some reason. And when I say this thing, I think that Manchester United need some young coach that will grow the project. I think that Jose Mourinho, I'm sorry if you're a fan of Jose Mourinho. I'm a fan of Jose Mourinho myself. I love him to death. But I think that if he's reached that place where his motivation is low, he doesn't have any point to prove. Jose Mourinho is the kind of guy that will come in, and if he loses maybe 3 straight games and the media is piling on him, it will remind them of all the things that he's won and demand for respect and all that, and never take responsibility, but rather would look for somebody else to blame. But you need somebody who buys into the project. The next coach of Manchester United will not just come in and turn this around. But if you look at Manchester United holistically and be honest in terms of your analysis of the club, there are a few positive you can snatch out of it. Man United are not very far off the success. They were in the FA Cup finals last season. FA Cup finals this season again. That's some consistency that nobody is talking about. Then beyond all of that, if you look at their league position, it's just a few tactical adjustments here and there, and Manchester United might just again be competing for titles. So as much as Jose Mourinho is a serial winner and he can do and undo, I think that if you just bring in a very hungry coach, especially with the fact that the structure is better now, it's getting better. It's not better, but it's getting better. They're getting there. And the hunger of Jim Ratcliffe. Jim Ratcliffe, this has been Jim Ratcliffe's dream all his life to, be part of a club in England, manage it to success. Because if you look lately, almost all the successful clubs in England are owned by foreigners. Well, economically, it makes sense because what they've used the Premier League to do, and that's why I don't think that it's a league, but it's a business, it's a corporation, it's a Ponzi scheme by the English government, is that they've created the league. It's just like real estate in Dubai. It's a Ponzi scheme by the government of Dubai to bring in more money into their country, which is good. It's not a I don't mean this thing with a negative intent, which is a smart thing that I wish my country were doing that. I wish was setting up in such a way that people find it convenient to come and work their money wherever they work their money and then come into Nigeria to invest the money. So for them, the league, but then again, you look at the league and you say to yourself, there's no Englishman that have won the league since the era of the Premier League. The last person that won the league, the last Englishman that won the league was with Leeds United when it was still the English Pro League, right? Howard Watkinson was his name. Is it Ray or Howard? Ray Watkinson. Okay, it's dead anyway. It's passed on. That's the team that had Eric Cantona before Eric Cantona was sold for 2 million to Manchester United. And then the revolution of Manchester United started with the Premier League and all that. Now, if you look from that time to now, no Englishman have won it. Again, clubs that are as we begin to move, forward this way, away from the beginning of the Premier League, clubs that are owned by English people no longer have the wherewithal to win. They don't have the structure, the financial backing. When Leicester won it, it was owned by foreigner. Chelsea, Roman Abramovich money, all of that. The last club that won it with English ownership was probably Arsenal and the Man United. Man City have been on foreign money since forever. Newcastle, who were pretending to come in, like I said from the beginning, they are not going to achieve anything for as long as they have an English coach. Have come in, and we've seen the difference between them and even an Aston Villa who doesn't have that much money, even though they also have foreign money. But look at what a foreign coach have been able to achieve with them. You look at Tottenham Hotspur, who are shit, perennial pretenders trying to do something, also foreign money, Israeli money and all that. So I think that for that business structure, the model that they have created is good. But all this talk of Southgate, all this talk of Jose Mourinho, I don't think that's what they need. Maybe they need a Spanish or a French, or French coaches don't win too much. Italian coach that comes in and set the agenda going. Okay, not even their ex-players or those ones, they don't know anything. Set the agenda going, and before you know it, they become another force to be reckoned with. I don't think that Manchester United, let's leave all the bantering and all the jokes away. I don't think Manchester United are far from the reality of becoming champions. Okay, they're just about where Arsenal is right now. Arsenal are not far from the title anymore like they used to be, but just a few click here and there, and everything would be, perfect again, and then they'll go on to start winning things the way they want. But I mean, if you say Mourinho is one of the person you want, I'm not going to be here and argue against it. Oluwaseyi Adebowale, I agree with you. Obari Gerese, please. So, is there no goal line technology in Spain? With what is going on, do you think Nigeria will qualify for the World Cup? Thank you. Well, I've answered that question in times that number. I don't think, first off, to be very, very honest, it is in the spirit of patriotism that I am hoping and wishing that we'll qualify. I don't think we have a team. Like, we went to the Nations Cup and we got all the way to the finals, and it's always making me look like I'm a very stupid person. But I still do not think that we have a team. If the rest of Africa really buckle up to play, Nigeria does not have a team that anybody should be afraid of. And for that reason, would I be able to bet my head or my money, my life savings on the Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup? With the way we are running it, the way we are going, no. Because again, where we stand right now, we are banking on luck. We're banking on other teams not doing well, not because we believe we can do well. So for that reason, I'm not raising my hope. If they go through, good for them. Olatunji Emmanuel said, considering that Madrid wants Mbappe, I want to ask if he can really play as a lone striker. It just strikes me that in the long term, he would do better with a traditional number 9 besides him. Well, all his life, apart from the French national team where he's got Giroud and Griezmann, all his life at club level, he's done well. I mean, even for Monaco and for Paris Saint-Germain, with the goal returns that he's provided, I think that the coach will find a system that works for him. Okay, maybe Jude Bellingham will not play as a counterfoil for him, or probably Vinicius Junior will not need to leave the club, or they can shaft him. I was thinking about this and I said, there's a possibility of shafting Vinicius Junior to the right-hand side. And then, or probably they'll create the kind of problem that happened with Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale. And then they will not find their Benzema, okay, who will be in the middle but be making sacrifice. This is a problem that Madrid have solved before. So it's not really going to be impossible to solve. While Mbappe will be a marquee signing, they might just bring in someone else that will come in and then that problem will solve. My only thing is, if Vinicius Junior becoming the sacrificial lamb, it would be sad, but there's a possibility that might happen. I don't know, but I think that might just happen, and that would just be really much of a sad one. I don't know, but I'm just thinking. I'm thinking, this is me thinking out loud, not sure of what might happen, but that's just the way I see it. I hope that they get it well, and then things go well. Michael, I say, may I suggest again, can you publicize your next podcast candidates, so if anyone has questions, can ask them through you? There are questions I would have asked Sia. For that one, I cannot guarantee you that one. The way we produce. So I'm the executive producer for that podcast. What it means by executive producer is that you raise fund. Now, I'm already raising fund for the next set of people that I want to get on the podcast. By the time you raise, I mean, every production is $50,000, right? Every production costs $50,000. If you look at that podcast and you compare it to the work on Elevated TV, you understand that one is like as professional as they come. I'm not being arrogant, but I don't think that there's anybody who's doing a podcast that is close to what I do with Atlas, right? And you're not sure of your guests. You're not sure. You just have a long list of 50, 60 people. And footballers are the most difficult people to manage. If I share you the backstory of all of these podcasts I was doing, we've paid for Penthouse, for instance, at Eco Atlantic. That's Penthouse that have a rooftop swimming pool and the rest, to shoot a podcast. And the player last minute changed his mind. I want to be at Sheraton. I cannot move. I have sentimental attachment to Sheraton. The money we paid there went to waste. It went to waste. Over 21 million naira spent on that project went to waste. We had to go to Sheraton. Now, when we got to Sheraton, it's not as if we got getting it for free. We had to pay for rooms, pay for space, pay for usage, permit. So all of that. And we've also flew a crew to Abuja, and then the person who told us that, I'm in Abuja, we ended up getting there, and he said, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm in Lagos now. How long are you going to be in Lagos? I'm going to be here for the next 2 weeks. We flew a crew again back. So sometimes you and then again you go for one podcast, you go to maybe to interview one person, the person doesn't shows up, and it tells you, I'm doing this, and then can I send this my boy down? There's nothing you can do. So as much as you would love to ask those questions on the podcast, it's not possible. It's just not possible. We tried to say, okay, let's even do it. Then I'm watching almost every other podcast, studying every other podcast, and I realize that it doesn't even happen with those ones. So why are we trying to do it on our own? No, there was a time where we said, okay, can we even take a risk and do the podcast live, like set up, stream it live? And then we realized that the reason why that cannot happen is that at least, just like Elegbete, a lot of people on YouTube are so they need quality that they are not willing to pay for. So if, for instance, and we've talked about that, which is where it will be possible. If, for instance, we have, say, 10,000 members, paying members who pay, You know how long I've activated membership on this channel? Today we just got the third person. It was two before, a digital Foma and one other person. We just got the third person, Jubilee today, right? And people are there. It's not like it costs a whole lot, but that's how much you see. That's how much you see. Because again, certain things you demand, you have to pay for them. That's like premium service you're asking for. So we were like, okay, if we get 10,000 members, yeah, 10,000 members who are paying. How much is membership? It's 450 naira. That for at least it's 450 naira. That's like change, right? But if we get 10,000 people who are signed up to it, we now set up and say, okay, this production, let's do it live. So as we're running it live, we pay members only. So we would agree first off with the members. What day do you want it shown? What day you want us to do it? And then we'll run it. And you can ask any question you want to ask. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. And so if you see any, maybe channel, there are a lot of people of channel like that in the US, maybe 4 in the UK, where the members determine what should be done, how it should be done. But then you have to be members. You cannot just be a freelancer, just be on the side and then throw up a suggestion and then we want to go and do it. And you know the funny thing, most times when you jump on this idea, let me give you a very good example. We were here when everybody said I should do a night show. Oh, we are in the abroad. The timing is not good. I said, okay, we advertise it. We came. We did the night show. What happened? And the people in Nigeria and I still available. The people who did the abroad, we said they go come up. They're available for night. We did it for like 2 weeks. They didn't turn up. Okay. So most times, again, people don't value what they are not paying for. And they don't understand that, you know, people always give you this impression that, oh, coming to your channel, we're helping you. Yes, you are helping me. But now you are not part of the community. And being part of the community means that you have to make the community work, okay? It takes sacrifice to get those things done. And for now, Michael Lede, sorry, what you're asking for, it's not going to work. Jubilee say, join us and I'm saying, welcome to Bronze membership. I appreciate that. Say, I think at this point, Jose would be better off being a national team manager. That transition is hard to transition from club where you coach every single day, where you can dictate morning and evening training, where you can get involved in the lives of your players, to going to coach a national team. National team coaching job is the hardest job because most, like 75% of the factors are not under your control. So you're just there, you're a bus conductor, you're not the driver. You're a bus conductor. A lot of things are away from your control. You cannot, for instance, determine the training camp. A lot of things that you can't control. And for somebody whose life is vested in total control, I believe that Jose Mourinho will fail as a national team coach. Like almost all the successful club coaches that we know, they will fail as national team coach. I mean, Didier Deschamps have done well from Monaco to Juventus and now French national team winning the World Cup, going to the finals. Fantastic. But I don't see club coaches transforming international team very well. It's hard. Where some have done well. I mean, Vicente de Bosque did well. Aragonis did well. But hey, it's always a very difficult transition. Henry Morris said, please, Man United should appoint Gareth Southgate to... Why now? Why do you just say this club like this? Yeah, this one, your hatred for Man United up as my hatred for Spurs. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say Simeone Inzaghi would be a good choice for United, but why would he leave Inter? Though I don't understand why he wants to leave Inter. Come on, Inter is a good place. He's in a good place right now, and his CV is growing. I don't think he would want to leave. Maybe he's a future coach for Juventus when they finally get their own financial problems sorted out. But I don't think he would want to come to Man United. But hey, what would the money do? Arola Adeji says player changed what last minute. How highly insensitive is that? The Abuja one too. It's just a reflection of whom those players guess are. Margaret to your elbow. The thing is, you have to. Okay, so let me give you a good example. It's not just the players. We're doing a documentary for Toby. Yeah, Toby Amuson. That's why the part of why we went to Ghana for the All African Games, right? For the African Games, sorry, not All African Games. And you know, we put a separate crew that was shadowing her, doing interviews and all that. We've been wanting to interview the Minister of Sports now for like 3 months now. We've been giving date, time. We bought flight tickets and then canceled. We come to Ghana, we'll do it and then canceled like that. So on this end, when the finished product comes and I'm like, wow, yeah, good job. Like I just sit where I am and like I just breathe a sigh of relief. Like, phew. Nobody knows the heartache that goes into this one. And sometimes it's crazy. Like you really want to do a professional job. That job that when you do it, first off, when I'm doing my podcast, I'm saying to myself, I'm not competing with anybody in Nigeria. To be very honest, there is nothing out there to compete in sports. To be very honest, and this is not me being arrogant or proud, but it's just the truth. Any bar that is in Nigeria sports and media today, not me, the former production of the league, my standard is above anything anybody's doing. What's it called? Podcasts, content, ideas. I'm, it doesn't make me complacent or arrogant or cocky, but it's just the truth. Zidane sabi play ball pass anybody who don't play for France ever. That's a fact. You can't argue it. You can't. No. Zidane is no. It's not arrogant. He's better than everybody that's ever played for this club, including this country, including Michel Platini, Thierry Henry. Everybody. He's the guy who makes it happen. Without him, we saw what they were in 2002. He came back again in 2006, led them all the way to the finals. Once he got that headbutting this issue and got out, they lost the finals. My point here is I would continue to do things the way I'm doing them right now and every day looking to improve because, like I've said before, I do not have a Nigerian as my mentor or my standard. Like, oh, I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person in Nigeria. Because truly, if you look at the things that happen, you now agree that it is even hard for Nigeria to seek higher standard because naturally Nigeria will beat you to the point where you settle for mediocrity. I've set up to do an interview before, and a company wanted to pay me to do a production for them for their anniversary, and they say I should document their history, speak to some people. So, and I told them that okay, yeah, I get them a bill. They agreed to pay. And I said, in addition, you should rent an Airbnb, an apartment where we can control the noise and all that. And they gave me addresses of people. So I went somewhere in Agege. The generator noise around was crazy. They said, no, just do it like that. And I said, no, I'm not going to do this. You're giving me 2.5 million naira. Fine, good money, but please send me your account number so I can refund the money. And I will deduct my expense of going to this Agege. I've gone to 4 places and it did not make sense. It just didn't make sense at all to put that job like that. But guess what? They got somebody else to do it. Till today, they're not fit put them online. They got somebody else to do it. First thing, the reason why I even know that they got somebody else to do it was they now send me a very long mail. I'm very arrogant. If I continue like this, I will not progress in the business. And then I'm very expensive. Somebody else have agreed to do it for 500,000. And I replied, I said, good luck with the job. And I hope that it come out as great as it is. You know how it is. Every company, you have somebody who is on your side, who suggested your name. So when they did it, the guy, they not brought it, they not played it. The CEO was livid, was angry. And this time now, the side tried to reach out to me. I said, I'm not interested. I'm not going to do it again. Go get somebody else that will do it. Now, in Nigeria, it's hard to set standard. It's very, very hard. When you set standard, people will kill you. Dora Akuyeli is a very good example. People will kill you for trying to set standard. People would blackmail you. Yeah, I remember last season I was producing the league and I sat down with my team and I said, you know what? We can't produce the league like the way they used to produce it. Well, let's produce the league from a storytelling perspective. Let's show people the commentators. Let's show people the city. Let's do drone shots. Do you know that people who were producing the league alongside myself, like other companies, started getting angry that I was overdoing? And guess what? I was the one that was being paid the least amount of money that I was overdoing. I was trying to show that, like, say, Abioyibo. That became a problem. So you see this country that we're in, you know, when I always say at the end of my show that if you are not the solution, don't be the problem. Now people like that make it one. Because there are people who are hell-bent on saying, you know what, Nigeria not deserve quality. Nigeria not deserve good. More could they give them our own, more they give them abura. You hear have you watched the video by the governor of Abia State? About but like 104 billion spent on project that does not exist, airports that they are still looking for. They're using native intelligence now. It didn't work. They are trying to use artificial intelligence to find the airport. Meanwhile, 10 billion have been awarded, have been paid for airport where they exist. That's the kind of country that we're in. So sometimes You want to really do quality, but people are telling you, no, 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 don't worry, no need, we don't need them. We just do them anyhow, anyhow. And then when you insist, instead of them to accept you that okay, okay, this guy is a Ferrari, it's not just the Keke Napep, they will not find a way to blackmail you to make you look like the bad person. It's very rude, it's arrogant. If you continue like this, you not go see food shop. See that all the time. So it is a country that we're in, but I mean, I think gradually we would grow. I remember just now in Ghana, some journalists came to my apartment where me and my team were, and they called me, "Ah, excuse me, wait, oh, so you put these small children in this apartment. How much did it cost?" I told them, "Ah, no, nah, you go rent any place now. If you start treating them like this now, they'll start feeling like they have arrived. What is wrong with them feeling like they have arrived? That's the kind of country, that's the kind of mentality we have. Those people not be government too. These are like everyday Nigerians who will come online and tell you that government is bad. Our government bad. Oh. They're worse past the government when they criticize. We see that all the time. Tosili Madi says, Loache Adebowale, not sure Jose can be great as a national team manager because he would have limited resources and also the daily drama in club football won't be there as well. As yeah, I agree with you. Adebowale, did you say if 80 wins the FA Cup, would he still get the sack? It seems really harsh. I think he will get the sack. I think he would get the sack, which will be really harsh. They're not sack Vicente the best after winning league, I mean Champions League for Real Madrid. Which will be really hard. You like Man United as a this. So when the season started, Man United had a better squad that could compete for the top four, not for the league title, than even Arsenal and Aston Villa. See where they did concede goals and yeah. Onana alone don't concede 70 goals this season. What kind of beg make you shit go front? Tosele they say in most cases, national team coach don't make good club coach, and most club coaches don't make good national team coaches, but some few excel. Sha, I agree with you on that one. And finally on the show today, Loachi Adeboali say, will Kopama and Gusto out of tonight's game? Maybe Arsenal will finally get their 6-0 revenge. Don't bank on it. Arsenal have not been playing well lately. They've not been converting chances. They've not been creating clear cut chances. And when it comes to Arsenal, Chelsea, it's a derby game. 6-0 now. I will not bet on Arsenal winning Chelsea 6-0. Arsenal might. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure I can beat my chest and say with gusto and audacity and say Arsenal will win. But they might win. But it's going to be those odd goal kind of winning because Arsenal also have not been doing well. The defense have not been as solid as you think. They are scraping through. They are scrabbling their way through, getting faded signals up and down. But hey, let's see how it goes. I'm not going to raise my hand up and say, I swear by the Almighty God that the evidence that I give in this court shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Arsenal will win this game. I'm not going to do that. But hey, they need it. Their destiny is still in their hand. They need to keep winning and hope that Man City especially drops a point. Liverpool also drops a point, but they just need to keep winning. Arsenal does not have wiggle room anymore. It is tie straight jacket, tunnel vision. Get the job done from now to the end of the season. You have only one competition to play for, the league title. They win it, all sins are forgiven. 20 years of misery and miserable living will be forgiven. After all, after 33 years of not doing well, Jurgen Klopp won the league title. Won the Champions League as well, and everything is forgiven. People forgot whether he was coming second, he was struggling, and all that. Nobody said he's a legend now. So if Ateta does the same too, become club legend, and he will start a new era, the new page. But his destiny is in his hand. I don't think that anybody's going to, tell him better. He's played as a player of this club. He's captain this club. He's seen the suffering. The suffering is. I mean, this is not just momentary suffering. This has been long suffering. It's been part of the long suffering as a player, as a captain, now as a manager. If he doesn't get it done now, I don't know where he's going to get it done. But it's a very long road. It's a very, very long road. It's not as easy as we are thinking because Man City is still the leading candidate. Okay, Tosi Lemani say Man U has a shitty squad and backroom staff. Okay, they are where they are now because they managed to grind that result. Fergie influence is still greatly missed at the theater of horror. Arola, you say you still feel Arsenal can win the league. The features aren't smiling for them. It's their title. If they want to win it, they go and win it. I mean, the features are not good. It's not like they inserted new teams in the league. Oh. These are the same team that have been playing in the league since. If you know you want to win it, you got to be the best teams in front of you. So it's an opportunity. Well, it's on that note that we'll draw the curtain on the show today. Let's do it again tomorrow, Wednesday. It's a Tuesday edition. I want to say massive thank you to Jubilee, for signing up for membership on the channel. God bless you. And thanks to everybody who's been on the show today. God bless you and have a wonderful day. My name still is Idafi Manchester. Going to love to come in the local Thomas Sports. Don't be the problem but the solution. And if you can't be the solution, because it's also possible that you cannot be the solution, don't stand in the way or discourage those who are working out to be the solution. God bless you and have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of the week. Bye bye.